Hey, it looks like I moved around again. Yeah, here I am. Like I said, I'm a busy guy, so I had to move around again. I'm sorry, guys, but I'll probably move around 2 more times after this. Oh well. I just want to apologize as well if there's any background noise that gets really annoying. I'm sorry about that, but I'm in a busy area, so I apologize. But this past Friday night, I saw the movie The Suicide Squad, so I thought I may as well review it while I'm here. Why not? You know, it's one of the most anticipated films of the whole year. For me, I was not really all that excited about it. As I've said in the past, superhero movies are really not my thing besides The Dark Knight and Spider-Man. So this one, I went into the theater thinking, we'll see. I'll give it a try. The reviews overall have not been that great, but I may as well just see and give it a try. As everybody knows, the DC movies as of late have not been all that great. You had Man of Steel in 2013, then you had Batman vs. Superman just a few months ago, and both of those movies were really, really shot down. People absolutely hated them. I didn't think they were all that bad, and this one, right out of the gate, people just hated, so I already had the negative reviews in my mind before I saw this film, so I was pretty much in the middle going into it. So for the plot, you have a big question brought up. What if Superman used his powers against us as a huge threat? Who would stop him? Viola Davis comes in. She says, we should get together the Suicide Squad, the supervillains, to go up against this threat and stop it. Of course, the Suicide Squad is led by Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Killer Croc, Diablo, a few other ones. Really, the stars in this one were mainly Will Smith and Margot Robbie. They were the biggest parts of the Suicide Squad, so they were both given the most character depth, and I liked them both as characters. They were a positive for me in this movie. I also really like Captain Boomerang and Diablo. They were both pretty good characters. Diablo, he was buried a lot before I went to see this movie, so I was not really sure about how his character would turn out, but honestly, his character was not too bad. He had some depth to him as well. Without a doubt, my favorite part of the film had to be the first 20 to 30 minutes, the introduction of all these characters. It was very well done. I liked how they showed up all their stats and their whole history. That was really enjoyable. And then the soundtrack was also pretty interesting. A lot of people did not like it that much, but I thought it was a very good soundtrack overall. It meshed well with some of the scenes, not as well with all the other scenes, but for the most part, I enjoyed the soundtrack. And now we have all the negatives. There were definitely quite a few, but this film, overall, with the negatives it has, it's not nearly as bad as people are saying it is. They really trashed on Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman, and this one now. But I don't think any of the 3 films have been terrible like they've been saying. I honestly thought they've been average at the worst. First things first, the action scenes, there really weren't that many memorable ones. The only ones I can think of would be Deadshot's one scene where he was just blowing the shit out of everything, but other than that, there really wasn't anything that memorable with the action scenes, which is disappointing. A lot of the parts of the plot never added up for me. This might be a spoiler for some of you, but here it is. The spoiler, guys. Spoiler warning. The villain in this movie was Enchantress, and she had a brother as well. Kind of looked like Electro, his face from The Amazing Spider-Man 2. That was a little funny. And some of the things about this villain never really meshed for me. They're really trying to force-feed this down our throats, this whole Enchantress thing. It did not make that much sense to me at all. We also had Jared Leto play the Joker, one of the most highly anticipated performances of the year. Did he deliver? Well, he was pretty good in the scenes he was in, but overall, it did not make that much sense to have him in this film. The scenes he was in were good, but they were pretty random. They had nothing to do with the movie. If I had a choice, I probably would have just taken the Joker out of this movie overall. It did not make all that much sense to have him in here. Just some of the things that happened just did not add up at all with the Joker. That was something that really brought me down. I was hoping he'd just be on the other side going against the bad guys, but really he was just kind of added into the plot a lot. And it did not make sense to me why they decided to go that way. I also felt very depleted. It felt like the ending just did not make sense. It just kind of ended, and it did not feel right. I feel like this movie could have been another half hour. That would have made it way better. It could have given a lot more depth to the other characters that did not get anything, and that would have made a much better movie in my opinion. I feel like they just took out a ton, and that's why nothing really made all that much sense. It was kind of just a huge mess after the first 30 minutes. So I don't know why the heck they went in the directions they went in, but that's their decision, that's their mistakes they made, and they need to get better with their filming in the next few movies. Overall, Suicide Squad, it's an enjoyable movie for the first 30 minutes. You have some good villains here and there. You have some decent action scenes, but nothing that memorable. The whole last half of the movie is just a big mess with some unnecessary random scenes in there. The Joker was barely in the movie. It's not a terrible movie by any means. It's just average in my opinion. There really was nothing else I expected from this movie. I was not really all that excited for it. So here, I'm going to give the Suicide Squad a 6.5 out of 10. I do not think it's better than Batman vs. Superman or Man of Steel. I honestly think those movies are a step up. They both had more depth in their characters. They were on a bigger scale, in my opinion. They were longer. They had a lot more going for them, and this one really did not. 6.5 is really not that bad, though, if you think about it. I am really looking forward to seeing the Wonder Woman movie in 2017 as well as the Justice League movie. Those both look really good by the trailers, so we'll see how those go. Guys, thank you for watching my videos. As always, please check out my next few videos as well as all the other ones I put up. I've been doing a lot of work with these. I've tried to make my best videos as possible, so please check them all out, guys, if you have not done so yet. I'll have my video game reviews coming up this week, of course, Doom, and then the other one I will announce in the next video. Thank you guys again, and have a fantastic day.